This is the same fuckheads. This is the same fuckheads at Harvard who go out and protest death to Israel in this day and age, are chanting death to Israel. But if you misgender someone, you are kicked off that campus. Just to blow your mind with some scientific context here for a moment. Think about how far you can see an object. Okay?
It's miles, right?
It's a couple miles. Tonight, if the sky is clear, look up at the moon and understand that moon is 250,000 miles away. 250,000 miles. Think about how big it looks.
Right.
From 250,000 miles away. And then think about it's because it's 15% the size of the entire Earth. What you're looking at is 1/6 the size of the planet you're on.
Okay.
And now think about this. As massive as the moon is, as gigantic as the moon is, it's still not nearly as big as your mama.
Welcome to Two Gaming Dudes. What are we doing?
This is the craziest. Mr.Beast, who I think is just a dipshit.
Yeah, but he's a very popular dipshit.
Which I don't understand. Look, I'm riding a kid's tricycle and I'm zany. And people like... Fucking stupid. Okay.
Whatever.
However, with all the money that he makes, he sometimes does nice things with it.
I have heard that. Mr. Beast does these pretty cool charity donations and things like that.
Look, I got a car. Happy. Let's just pick someone who needs a car and we'll give him this car.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Dumb stuff like that. He,
from a business perspective,
right.
It's perfect because the cost of what you've given away does not equal the cost that you're going to make back from all the views and people. So it's brilliant that way, but, you know, it's also pretty cool because he absolutely could have just kept the damn car.
Okay. There are others, however, who say that that's exploitation, that he's only doing this to get views. And because he's getting something in return for it, it's not really a good deed.
You mean like Extreme Home Makeover when they do that and they fix up somebody's home?
No, more like what he really did, where he went out and found 1,000 blind people who were low income and couldn't afford a surgery to restore their eyesight.
Okay.
And he paid to have that surgery done on 1,000 people.
Wow.
1,000 previously blind people can now see. Because Mr. Beast thought it'd be neat to watch people be able to see again.
Okay.
Okay. Lunatics all over the place are now criticizing him because you are taking advantage of the disabled, and disability isn't something that needs to be cured.
They started blind and they need to stay blind.
I don't understand.
Something? I don't know. What part are they angry at? Are they angry at he did it?
I don't know.
Are they angry that he did it and filmed it?
That he's getting views for it.
So he should have done it and not filmed it? Like, what was the correct course here? What's the right answer?
I guess like when Ross donates $1 billion to University of Michigan and they named the business school after him, he should have just given that $1 billion anonymously, and they named the business school something else. What are people mad about? He went to Africa.
Okay.
Found 100 villages that are suffering from access to clean water.
Okay.
He went into 100 villages with construction crews, dug wells, put in filtration systems and cisterns. So now these 100 villages, for the first time ever, have access to clean, potable drinking water.
Awesome.
Except the African charity groups jumped up. Amazing that this American white man jumps in and puts himself at the center of attention. What the fuck were you doing, fucking charity groups? You didn't dig 100 wells for nothing.
Is that why they're so upset? Because he did it before. I was gonna do it.
Right.
I was about to.
We spent 50% of our donations on administrative costs, but we were gonna help too. He actually helped. What the fuck are you really mad about? What are they really mad about? It's exploitation, and he's... they call it white savior syndrome. Ever hear that?
Savior syndrome.
When Sandra Bullock goes into an inner city school and she teaches the black kids to dance. White savior, she's going to save a school.
Okay.
Could it be that maybe he's just doing a good deed? He's using his position to help people that need help.
Think of how many very wealthy people there are right now who do nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
In fact, most of them make life worse. Okay, I found a channel that talks about it.
Okay.
And it's one of those channels that clearly the narrator is AI.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know where this came from, but they're kind of trying to explain what everybody's so pissed about. So come on.
Comes to getting those views, but mr.beast seemed different, at least until he released that video you've all heard about. mr.beast's blindness video caused a lot of controversy, and unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably seen the video already, or read one of the
We hadn't until this morning.
Yeah, I had no idea about any of this. I'm just learning now. Is it because we're old?
A politician from Kenya.
Okay.
A Kenyan politician. You're feeding the perception that African countries are dependent on handouts, while the founder of a charity complained a white male figure with a huge platform is getting all the attention.
Who the hell cares who gets the attention as long as the village got the water?
Ask the 500,000 people who are not going to die of dehydration if they feel exploited, or if they feel fucking gratitude.
Did they ever ask the people who were blind and now can see again, like if they felt exploited?
I don't know.
I feel like we have very different perceptions of what exploitation means.
It's all service to enrich himself. He only cares about poor people and disabled people because they can make him money. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. Let's keep going. Maybe this guy will explain it.
What's the deal here? Well, in case this is the first time you're hearing of it, mr.beast cured 1,000 people of their blindness. More specifically, he paid to get their cataracts removed, which, as it turns out, can help about half of the blind people in the world see again. Now,
so he literally cured the blindness of half the blind people in the world?
No.
Or the people who are suffering from cataracts?
If you take everybody, all the blind people in the world, half of them could be cured by this surgery.
Okay.
Most of them are in third world nations and could never dream of affording a surgery like this.
Right, or are blind for different reasons, maybe.
Or even
whatever.
Poor people in the United States, in this case, couldn't dream of affording a surgery like this.
I know people like that.
With his charity, they had access to it now. But this is exploitation, and evidently he's done something bad because he's treating them like disability needs to be cured. And that's demeaning to the disabled, I guess?
Because the blind could do it themselves. They don't need your help and they don't need your money.
I don't know.
Except they did. They do. But
this is the same fuckheads. This is the same fuckheads at Harvard who go out and protest death to Israel. In this day and age, are chanting death to Israel. But if you misgender someone, you are kicked off that campus.
Wow.
Fuck.
You are not wrong. I was going to say it's a lot like those people who are just so mad about the way that the African American is treated. And you're like, but you're white. That's right. Where are you getting this from? You're not.
Fuck.
Usually you get it from entitled white women talking about some injustice to a minority that they know nothing about.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
How suburban white bitches hijacked the Me Too movement. Or
yes.
Hijacked Black Lives Matter. And made it all about them. Because we're exploited too.
I feel like it'd be the same thing. Who's complaining about this? Entitled white women.
Oh, wait a minute. That actually sounds like a great thing, right? What is it about this video that's gotten everyone so upset? Well, to understand that, you need to go a bit deeper. You need to understand the dynamic at play here. The famous YouTuber is being accused of exploiting poverty for views, and that's a very real problem. People living in poverty have to go through a lot, and it can only make things worse if they end up getting used by others who are trying to get famous.
I'm just glad I went to someone who actually...
Or is he trying to spread awareness and spread a little fucking goodwill, hoping it might catch on? And when people realize, like we just learned, half the blindness in the world can be cured by this surgery, maybe he's trying to spread a little awareness.
As someone who grew up poor, if I was poor and I couldn't see, and then some dude was like, hey, if you don't mind, I'm going to film this, but I'd like to go ahead and cure that for you. Yes.
Wow, thanks, buddy.
Awesome. Do it. Now I'm going to film you, and it's going to make me pretty famous. I don't know you, and I don't care.
I don't think that ever approaches with him.
And
he's already extraordinarily wealthy and extraordinarily famous. He's the biggest YouTuber in the world.
Right.
Whatever stupid bullshit he puts on, There's millions of stupid asses that think it's clever and creative. They're going to watch it.
Sure.
He doesn't have to do this. He doesn't have to do this.
No.
So I don't think he gives a shit about the views or the money coming in. He already has that.
That's going to come in regardless of what he
I
does.
think he's sincere about, wow, I really lucked into it. Because he's got no creativity or talent at all. He sucks. I don't give a fuck what anybody said. He sucks.
But he's someone who sucks and realizes, man, I lucked into this.
He fell ass backwards into this position. I better repay some of this goodwill. And he's doing that. He should be fucking praised for this.
Could use the help.
No words.
I can't wait to see his reaction.
Charlie sees everything like this, and it's made him and his family's life extremely difficult.
The thing is, saying that Mr. Beast video isn't exploiting poverty is a bit of a tough sell. I mean,
Why?
the guy used a picture of a crying kid as his thumbnail. That doesn't sound super charitable to me.
And when I see commercials on TV for St. Jude's Research Hospital, I see the small kid with dwarfism and the fucking misaligned limbs saying, please help a kid like me. That's not exploitation?
When that girl
Show
is,
people what the problem is.
when that girl is singing in the eyes of the Lord, and like the kids are like belly distended and arms this wide, and that's okay.
If you want me to contribute to curing multiple sclerosis, show me what multiple sclerosis is. Otherwise, I don't give a shit. It's the same thing.
You want me to care about puppies? Show me puppies. If you want me to really care about puppies, show me starving, dying puppies, and then I'm going to want to jump in there and try to save some puppies.
You're exploiting starving puppies. Puppies starving isn't a condition that needs to be cured. They're perfect the way they are.
I hope that's not what they're saying about people suffering from cataracts.
I think they're saying you're making disability sound like a problem or like something that needs to be fixed.
Who's saying that? The people who are disabled? Or
Able-bodied charity workers.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah.
It actually seems like he wanted to use the suffering of others to get more views on his video, which brings me
Right?
to
If
my
you
next
ask that
point.
woman just now, oh, we've cured your blind. I see you're in a wheelchair. There's actually a procedure. It's kind of expensive, but I'll cover the expenses that can get you walking again and out of that wheelchair. Do you think her response is, oh, so because I'm in a wheelchair, there's something wrong with me? Or she's going to say, oh my God, you can make me able-bodied again? Absolutely. I'd love to do
Let's
this.
do that.
The video's already gotten nearly 100 million views. There's no telling what kind of money Mr. Beast gets per view, but I'm betting he raked in hundreds of thousands of dollars from ad revenue alone, which makes the whole nice guy angle hard to swallow. If he really
Why?
was an
Why? Any of his other videos rake in that many views too.
Him playing with squish bubbles.
Made 100 million views, and he's
Is
just
that
like squish, squish, squish.
Exploit. He
And
should
then-
give that money back too? What the fuck are you talking about?
a nice guy, wouldn't he just help people without having to make it such a big deal? There are ways to help others without making it profitable for yourself. So why didn't he just do that? Not to mention, there's another layer to this story, and makes everything seem even worse than before.
For the
Do tell.
operation, you mentioned the first thing you wanted to see was your son.
Oh yeah, we should mention that we're Call of Duty players and trained professionals. Don't do this at home unless you play lots of Call of Duty.
Please don't do this at home.
The whole premise of the video is false, because Mr. Beast definitely didn't help 1,000 people see for the first time, even though that's what he's claiming if you check out the thumbnail, and I get why he used that line. It would make me want to watch whatever he's made, and since he's helped people out, some might forgive him for that little bit of deception, but it just left a bad taste in my mouth, because cataracts usually occur later on in life, which means that most of the people he helped could already see perfectly well before.
He only showed a few people on the video. He paid for 1,000 people.
But he only showed a couple of them.
So it's exploitation. He's not really showing 1,000. This video says 1,000 people get cured.
I didn't see no 1,000 people.
So he's
in
got to
here.
make a 48-hour video showing 1,000 people all taking their bandages off? Is that would be honest advertising to you?
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure that if he did
Fuck.
1,000 people, he himself didn't personally go to 1,000 people
Right.
and spend all day filming 1,000 days in a row.
He asked the clinic, what do these cost? Well, $2,000 a pop. All right, here's $200,000. Go.
Go. Hey, I
Cure
wanna
1,000 people. I'm going to come in for 5 or 6 of them.
Right. And
With
for
the
those
most
5 or 6 of
entertaining
them,
stories.
I'm pretty sure he didn't just jump in out of the windows
Right.
and scare them. I'm sure it was prearranged.
You have an interesting story to tell. Let's go through your jury to talk about when you became blind, how life has been, how this is going to change your life. That's an interesting story.
Would it be cool if I came in and filmed you and put you on my channel? I'm mr.beast. Yeah. Put me on your channel. I would love my 15 minutes of fame.
Like when they do human interest stories on NBC News or Fox News. It's the same shit.
4, they got cataracts, and many of them wouldn't have become blind for a really long time. All of this makes the video seem like it was in poor taste.
They wouldn't have become blind for a really long time, but they absolutely would have gone blind.
And now they won't.
And now they won't.
That's still important. You've still been cured of your blindness. You're not going to go blind now.
I cured a lot of people of stage 1 cancer. Cool. Glad you got it before it turned to stage 4. No.
You didn't really cure that. They weren't going to die of stage 1, were they? So you didn't really help, did you?
Because he's playing up the illnesses of very real people to get views. And even though he ended up helping a lot of them get a necessary medical procedure, did he really have to be so clickbaity about it? I'm not knocking the hustle. The guy's got a business to run. But uploading a video with a false premise, complete with emotional music to accompany the reveals, and of course that super inappropriate thumbnail, seems like it was done more for his gain than for everyone else's.
Go fuck yourself.
Again,
go fuck yourself sideways.
60 Minutes, Dateline on NBC,
right.
It's the same thing. We've been doing this for decades.
Yeah, longer than that. Yeah,
longer than that.
What's the problem?
Because despite all the money he spent on the medical procedure, I'm certain that he ended up earning a lot more, which
yes, that makes proper business sense. I would hope so.
Every day at work, I'm a bad example. Okay, we'll start with every day at work. I help people with orthopedic problems. They come into the operating room with, torn rotator cuff. They blew out an ACL.
Sure. Some
kind of ligament tendon problem. And we do a surgery, and we help them heal that injury. That's helping people. I shouldn't get paid for that. I chose this job to help people. Why are you getting fucking paid? That truck driver takes fresh produce from a farm and delivers it to a centralized grocery store where people can come and have access to fresh, healthy produce, helping people lead healthy lives. That truck driver should be doing that for free. You're helping people. You shouldn't be getting paid for that.
That's produce exploitation.
Fuck right the fuck off.
Makes the video more of a business investment rather than a charitable endeavor. One thing's for sure, mr.beast is facing a ton of criticism after this video.
By fucking assholes.
Take your time, no pressure.
Everything looks so more clear.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
Oh yeah, yep, this is about how it worked out for me.
Maybe he should have stuck with giving away private islands and Lambos. It would have saved him from what he's currently going through. The backlash is coming from every corner. Just take Hassan Piker, for example. The guy watched the mr.beast video on a live stream, and he immediately told his audience how much rage it made him feel. Because even though mr.beast technically did a good deed, he also ended up turning it into content. Although Piker might not have been criticizing mr.beast himself. Rather, he was criticizing the system that leaves poor people high and dry, and...
Okay, fuck Piker. How many people has he cured of blindness? Fuck Piker. Or is he just some bullshit fucking content creator? I don't know who he is. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. You know what else he is? He's probably got money. Most people who complain about other people's money problems have money.
Fucking A.
They have no idea what it's like to not have money. It truly makes no logical sense to them. And I was making like $12 an hour. And I had people telling me, are you saving? Make sure you're putting a lot of that money into a savings account and into a your 401k. And I'm like, my 40 what? Chuck, how did you go this long with no 401k? I made $12 an hour.
Yeah.
Where the hell is that supposed to go? From what?
Yeah, that's the great advice you get from the well-to-do. Like, well, these poor people are just making stupid life choices, aren't they?
Absolutely.
It's their own fault. If they would just work harder and make smarter choices, they wouldn't be poor.
You need to stop watching television and don't have internet and stop eating out all the time.
The fuck?
And these people have to sit around waiting for someone to come along and save the day, which gives content creators like mr.beast the chance to swoop in and act like saviors. A lot of people are commenting on Jimmy's savior complex as well, which actually fits his brand, cause he's built his whole career off of giving away insane amounts of money, but he makes sure that there's a camera nearby to capture their reaction.
Because if he didn't, he would not have any money to then give away. The money has to come from somewhere in order for him to then turn around and give it to someone else.
Charles understands it.
I'm math good.
Of course, there are those who will continue to defend Mr. Beast. They claim that his actions are a net positive for the world, especially given that he contributes to charities and encourages others to do the same. But there's another group whose opinion matters, and no one ever seems to care what they have to say.
You ordered a pizza from Papa John, Pizza Hut, and Domino's at the same time. Since you were the first one to deliver the pizza, here's $10,000 in cash.
You pay for my surgery?
Yes?
Seriously?
You know what? Here's $10,000. Make your day even better.
Do the people from the video think they were exploited? It's an important question to ask, and it's one that doesn't get asked often enough, which is weird, because if anything, the opinions of the people that are in the video should matter the most. And as it turns out, one of the participants from the video actually did weigh in. His name is Jeffrey, and he's about 64 years old. Well, Jeffrey recently spoke out because he'd been seeing all of the backlash going around, and the surprising thing is, he doesn't feel exploited at all. And nope, Jeffrey's actually pretty happy with how everything went down.
Really?
What a shocker!
He was blind, someone cured his blindness, and he's grateful?
That's insane. Obviously, there's something wrong with him, too. He should be canceled.
I bet he's a racist homophobe on top of it all!
I don't understand. I don't understand. I used to make content for Spanish-speaking people.
I remember.
Right?
It was great.
And I made something that actually, like, it was a dude wearing a sombrero. And I gave him maracas. So he could shake the maracas while he wore the sombrero. And all of a sudden, I got, like, these 3 emails coming, like, hate mail. How dare you exploit these people? All 3 of them. White woman.
Yeah.
Like, so no one from an actual Spanish-speaking country had anything to say about it. So I actually went to them. I gathered like 12, 14 people from Mexico, people from, just all those regions. I brought them in, some barely spoke English, and I said, is this offensive? No, it's very funny. It made me laugh.
That's our actual national headgear. It's part of our national costume.
Yes.
Why is it? Are you making fun of it? No. You're just showing a guy wearing it as it would be worn in a mariachi band?
Yes.
Golly, that's offensive.
What the hell's the problem? So, same deal here. I don't think any of the people who are suffering from a blindness condition are complaining about this, unless they were hoping it was them and they missed out.
Maybe.
Living with cataracts for over 2 years, and I can't imagine how difficult that must have been, not just for him, but also for his family. Now he can drive, watch TV, and do the million other things that we all take for granted, which, in my humble opinion, is all that matters.
Wait, can we just throw this money in your plane?
Yes, sir. Word on the street is you're really good. So if you kick that ball in that goal, I'll give you $1,000.
And it's not like he could have just fixed the problem himself. Jeffrey had been living without health insurance all this time. So there was no way he was going to be able to afford the surgery if Mr. Beast hadn't come along. In Jeffrey's own words, he really doesn't think Mr. Beast had publicity on his mind. Rather, he thinks that publicity just comes with the territory.
If you're criticizing what he did, I would ask you to list the ways that you've helped underprivileged people.
Yeah.
Anyone that's criticizing, I want you to show me what you've done that matches what he's done.
Put it in the comments. If you're watching this and you're angry because we're not all pissed off at Mr. Beast, we're actually taking his side, how dare we?
Even the politician from Kenya. You're a politician. I don't think you're going hungry. Like a lot of the people in your country are going hungry. Like the fucking bitch from Face Africa. The fucking charity group that complained about the water wells.
Right.
How much of your donations goes to administrative costs, and how much of a paycheck are you taking home every month? Are you going without water like those villagers were doing up until Mr. Beast went there? How have you helped? If it's not as much as him, kindly shut the fuck up.
Because given how famous Mr. Beast is, everything he does will generate publicity. So he might as well use it for good instead of evil. But what about the man himself? How does Mr. Beast feel about all of this? Jimmy took to Twitter to voice his thoughts. He had to say something, especially since he was coming under so much fire.
It should be eat a
And
dick
the
if he says
response
anything.
he gave was pretty brief. It consisted of just one tweet, where he commented on how rich people are supposed to give away their money, but when he tries to do that, he's called the bad guy.
Hey, do you by any chance sell any drugs here or anything illegal?
I'm not exactly convinced that he doesn't have ulterior motives, but the guy might have a point. It's not like he's the only one out there minting money, and maybe if more content creators do what he did, the world would become a better place. However, the system is definitely broken. People like Jimmy shouldn't have to make videos like this. If there's a solution for such a huge problem that so many people face, that solution should be given to them. It shouldn't be up to creators like Mr. Beast to fill in the gap.
This is a huge philosophical debate about the nature of politics and giving to the poor and alter.
Right.
The fuck ever.
It's fine. It's fine.
It makes me really mad that he's taking shit for this.
My favorite line from Die Hard 4 of all
Jesus
the movies, right?
Christ.
I know, I'm really obscure here, but Die Hard 4, there's this fantastic scene, I will never forget
I
it.
doubt that, but okay.
Where they ask him, why you? Why does it have to be you? And he says, why me? Because no one else will do it, that's why. If somebody else would step up and someone else would do it, I would let them do it. But there's not, there's me, so I'm going to do it.
Here we go. Because he's doing it and you're not.
That's it. If somebody else would step up and do it, and then he wouldn't have to.
That includes the writer for the New York Post. And these fucking talking heads from Harvard and their fucking Ivy League universities. He's helping, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a fucking say in this.
That's it. I would love to know your thoughts on this, so make sure you put them down in the comments below. And, with us, against us, whatever, toss it down there.
Yeah.
And then also, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all that
They're
awesome
already
stuff.
gone. They're already gone.
I know, you're already gone. You missed the best stuff at the end, though.
Not in this one, but in other videos.
All right, we'll see you in another one then. Bye.